Yeah.
That's where it goes if you're using it. So to start it up, you just, on the control panel back here, just press this red button, and it will, that green and orange light means it's biasing up. It's
Yes, biasing up, stabilizing.
And then this is where you can pick the way that you're going to connect it. You've got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. I'll just do cables right now.
Okay, let's use cable to keep it simple.
Yep. Right, so you just pick your tablet. You got to turn your tablet on as well. Oops, this is what you do. Okay, so it will load the screen until it's connected to the system. So it will start up and it will automatically.
Are you on Bluetooth now, or are you going to connect the cable?
So this is just a data USB. We're going to connect this cable.
Okay.
So right now they're not connected at all. But if you were going to connect it with Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, it's got this little screen on the left.
Yeah, you got to enable the one, and then it will recognize the device.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So we'll connect it. We'll use wired this time. So just go and click the way that you're using. And it should show a screen for it biasing up.
What's this? This is your Bluetooth adapter, or what's this?
So this is a USB thumb drive that's just storing the data.
Okay.
So there's always going to be two ports. One will be used for the data storage, and then the other one is for the connection to the tablet.
Okay.
And they're interchangeable, so it doesn't matter which one you use for what.
It's green lights on and it's flashing now,
yeah,
which means
so,
it's probably linking up with the tablet.
That means it's biasing up the crystal, which is it's applying the voltage differentiation for the detection. So it should bias up in a minute. So we'll do like a minute for like the software startup, and then a minute for the bias, and then it will immediately start taking a spectrum when that's over.
Okay.
And I'll show you all the different interface stuff when it's done biasing.
Biasing up. Now the bias voltage is already set up in our system?
Yeah, it will just do it all automatically.
We don't have to set up the bias voltage?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Would that take a long time for the biasing up?
The biasing takes about a minute. A minute, yeah. So we'll do like a minute for the software to load, a minute for the bias.
I'm not familiar with the instrument. Does this happen every time you take a picture, or only when you start?
Only when you first start it.
When you first started.
So this is, just taking it out of the box cold and pushing the button, it does this. But yeah, starting new measurements is a lot faster. All right, so the bias is over, and it will immediately start taking a measurement.
Okay, we don't have to go through any of the setup process when we turn it on? I'm talking about the system.
Yeah, it's just automatic. Oh, I'm going to plug that in real quick, actually. Looks like it's... So this is the battery icons. Oh, never mind, it was just loading.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, the one on the left is the battery for the system, and the one on the right is the tablet. That blue arrow means there's a tablet update, but I'll just ignore that for now. This icon is temperature of the system, and then this rectangle here is like the cooling or heating load. So if you click on any of these icons, they'll give you like the status. So click on the batteries, it'll give you the battery.
What's the battery charger for the Polaris unit?
So the charger, you use just like a laptop power brick, and then you plug it in.
The charger port is somewhere in the back.
So the charging port is here on the control panel.
Okay, just below the on-off switch.
Yeah, so charging port.
This is the one?
Yeah, so you'll plug it in like this when you're charging it.
Oh, okay.
And then this is the on-off switch. This is, we call it our measurement button, and you can actually start and stop measurements using this button without the tablet. So that would be if you like didn't have a tablet out in the field, but you want to stop.
That's like a hard key.
Yeah, exactly. And you can also take, are you familiar with save states? So we have a...
Yeah, I think...
we have a feature
I read a little bit about it, but I refresh my memory.
Yeah, so we have a feature, we call it a save state, where you can essentially like take a snapshot of what you're looking at that moment. So you'll press that button, you can like take some notes on it, and then you press the green, and it will update what the optical image is, and it will save the spectrum and radiation image.
Which side is the camera looking at right now?
So the camera's on this side.
Looking at you. That's that lens.
Right, that's the lens. So if we turn it around and push this again, you'll see it will update the image again.
Okay, because it's looking at me now.
Yeah.
What did you do that again to update the image?
So to update the image, you use this floppy disk button, and we call it taking a saved state.
Okay.
And so you can also do that with this measurement button. So if you press it once, it will stop the measurement. If you press it again, it will start a measurement.
Okay.
And then if you press and hold it for between like 2 to 5 seconds, it will take a save state for you.
Okay. Now tell me something. When we yesterday we spoke about it, it's omnidirectional. So when you change the location of the sources, it's obviously going to. So it is recommended that we do this again, right? When we change the direction of the source,
so
what do you call it?
You can do that, but that doesn't start a new measurement. So it's still going to have, for each isotope, it will have all of the old counts in the previous direction as well. So if you're physically rearranging the orientation, it's better to start a new measurement if you can.
Okay.
But this would be, that would be good if, like, say you saw a particular peak in the spectrum that was interesting at that time, you wanted to save what you're looking at that moment.
Okay. Molly, just go through them. I mean, sorry for interrupting.
That's
go
fine.
through all the menus real quick.
Okay, so all the menus.
Let's put it up here.
Okay. So we went over the battery. This will give you the battery charge status. This is the temperature. So it tells you the temperature of the detector, and then it also tells you the load on the Peltier. So right now it's heating a little bit because it's warming up. It will tell you if it's cooling, and the warmer or colder it is, the higher the load will be. So this changes the spectrum scale. It's linear right now, but you can change it to log as well. This here is the exposure rate at the location of the detector crystal. So that will give you like an estimation of what kind of dose you may be getting. It's not a dose. We're not certified to give an actual dose, but it's just kind of.
It's reading in hour per hour.
Right.
Okay. Can you change the units?
You can in the software.
Okay.
So you can do that in the post-processing software. You can change like your distance.
Do we have the post-processing software? Do you know if it's shipped with the system?
Yeah, so it always comes with a system.
Okay.
If you have a system, you have the software.
Okay.
So yeah, you can change the units for the exposure rate. You can change it for activity, for distance. You can change all those units in the software.
Okay, what's the next?
So this one is the view that you've got. Right now we're in radiation view. You can't really tell because we aren't seeing many sources. So let's select one. Let's look at barium. So we'll give you the radiation image. So right now it's kind of just noise, but it will give you the radiation image, but you can also turn that off. So you can do just optical to like try and see what it is you're looking at, and you can toggle the radiation on and off. This right here, this is called the image quality gauge, and this is basically when you've got an isotope selected, this image quality gauge tells you how many counts you've got for that isotope and how high the quality of the radiation image is. So basically, this little minute hand here will move around the dial as you get more counts, and it will tell you how much you can trust what you're seeing, basically.
So right now it's green on half,
well, actually right now, so it starts at this between the green and red. So it will start to move, you can't really see it. If you look really closely, it's moved a little bit along the red. So
so green is good.
Green is good. So basically it will start through the red, go through the orange, and then go to the green.
Okay.
When it's in the red, you want to wait and get more counts for that isotope.
Red on the exterior or inside?
It's always on the exterior, is the same color as where the dial is.
Okay.
So in case you can't see it that well.
And the right side is the optical camera? This one?
Yeah, so this is like a mini, you can pan here. It will give you like a preview of if there's a source in the back, you can see it there. Moving back to the image quality real quick though, for the red, you should basically not trust the radiation image that you see. Once it's in the yellow, if it's a point source, yellow is probably going to be sufficient counts for you to know that the source is actually where you're seeing it.
Okay.
If you've got a distributed source, you want to wait until as far into the green as you can, because then it will be like the highest guarantee of image accuracy.
And the one next to it?
The one next to it, so this thing?
That's like a miniature icon
Yeah,
of the big
so
one.
it's like the mini view of the image up here, and that's for if you're looking just on the front, you see the radiation in the front, but you might not really see if you've got a source in the back.
So how did you move that now?
So if you want to move it to the back, you can either scroll it this way, or you can.
That means you're looking at the direction of the camera.
Yeah.
The
so
optical camera or the no?
So the optical camera only has
one view.
Yeah, 180 degrees in the front.
Yes.
So if you want to look at the back, you can scroll it that way. But when you're looking at the front, you can't see a source in the back in this image. So we give you like a little preview down here, so you can see like these spots are developing back here.
Okay. So now let's get back.
So yeah, you scroll to the left to get back to the back of the detector.
Okay, this is the front of the detector.
Yeah, so it's basically like the image is essentially like a globe that's unfolded, so that's kind of like you're spinning the globe of where it's looking at.
Okay, now plus minus is expanding on that screen.
Yep, so that's zooming into something, and you can scan around if you're zoomed in, zoom back out.
Okay.
So this is our settings menu. This is for the detector system itself. So we've got a few different options in here. You can use a software shutdown. If you're operating the camera remotely, you can still turn it off that way. You can switch into video mode, which is when it's taking a measurement, it's automatically looking at a static image. But if you want to see if like something has moved since you started it, you can put it in video mode, and then it will have the optical images moving. So you can turn off video mode. We've got a couple different measurement settings you can have. So you can use a preset measurement, which is it will take one measurement of a set number of times.
What is it, 300 seconds?
Yeah, so you can do 300 seconds, you just type in however many seconds you want.
That's good enough.
Yeah. And then we've also got repeat measurement, which is you'll set in an amount of time that you want the measurement to end at and do another one. So it can do like 10, 30-second measurements. And it will do that until you stop it manually. Okay, so up here is where we've got the isotope menu.
What do I get an NID report? Just a nuclide identification report, just to see what I found.
Oh, okay. So that will, the way that it will tell you what you found, it will either, so right now it's selected. These circles will show up blue if it's been automatically identified in your spectrum. Anything that's loaded into your library but hasn't been identified will show up as white. And anything that's been identified that's not in your library will show up as a blue circle up in this top row with a number in it. So that number will be like the unknown KEV peak that it's finding.
Can I get a text report of what's in the spectrum?
Yeah, so you can do that in our post-processing software. It will give you, I can show that to you after as well.
Now post-processing software means I have to transfer the data from here to a PC.
Yes.
So and how is that done?
So it saves everything in the thumb drive.
And take the thumb drive, right?
Yeah, so you take the thumb drive out, load it into your computer.
When you save the image and the spectrum data, it's single file.
Yeah, single file. Well, it gives every measurement its own folder. And then within that folder, it has like the optical image files, radiation and optical combined files. It gives you spectrum files. It has everything you need. In that
go back to the home screen. So that's my spectrum in here. It's telling me that it's identified barium.
Yeah, so right now it hasn't, so if you look in our menu, if we uncheck it, it hasn't automatically identified it because it's still white. But if you probably know that there's going to be an isotope, so like if you're in a power plant, you know there's going to be cobalt-60 somewhere.
Right.
So you can go and select one that you want to see how much it's seen of it so far. So even though it's not automatically identified, we can still select it and see how many counts it's got. So it's a few counts, but not many. And you can see, like, you can start to see the peaks are coming out for it.
What is the typical time till we get a decent image for a source like that?
For a 1 microcurie source, I would say that this will probably automatically detect barium, definitely within half an hour, around like this far away from it. So it's a pretty weak source. It will take a long time, but I know when this is used like in the power plants, it's typically done in like a higher radiation background. You'll take measurements that are like a minute.
We're seeing the image of a previous image in here. That's obviously not live, right?
Right.
So how do we get to a more recent image? Because that's showing that gentleman there.
Yeah, so
he was there a long time ago.
Yeah, the more recent image is you would take another save state. So you click that, and that will give you what the detector is looking at right now. So now that's what our image looks like now.
Where's the front?
The front is over here. So that would be if you want video mode. Yeah, you can also just turn on video mode to see what you're looking at that moment.
Okay, Molly, let me just absorb that information.